we did some minor stuff. We did some base setup for drip, which you guys saw last week. And other than that, we've just been doing some weeding and just kind of letting things grow a little bit just so he can get back into the swings of things. We're going to go ahead and finish up the drip because the tubing finally came in probably tomorrow, and then spread all this lovely cocoa shell mulch. So my sunflowers over here, my American Giant Hybrid, I believe is the variety name, are getting pretty tall. I'm 6'3", and these are probably about just under my breastbone, just under my sternum. So they're probably about 4.5 feet. They do have a little flower spike in the middle, so I'm hoping that they keep growing and not flower here, because I do want really tall ones. I want the scary triffid looking flower, as my mother calls them. She hates sunflowers, but I think they're beautiful and gorgeous, so I grew a whole bunch. The drip system that's on these pots is doing wonders for my what do you call this, fairy garden, alpine garden, miniature garden. It's doing great. I've had lots of blossoms. I'm in the middle of a flush out right now, so I've got some things that are in full bloom and some things that are just dying back, and if I clip them back, I bet I'll get another bloom this year. It looks like my brass buttons might actually get some brass buttons pretty soon. I've got a whole bunch of little blooms on them, and I'm super excited about it. I am in the middle of weeding right now, but I decided I'd go ahead and shoot this video right now just so I could still have a decent amount of light. The drip system seems to be working really, really well. The only thing I've noticed is that if I move the pots, they're not staked down quite enough to keep the tubes where I really want them. So I'm probably going to go through either today or tomorrow when we do the rest of the drip and just add a few more of the tacking nails to the fence so that the pipe just stays where it is, so that when we're mowing, the pipe stays. I can pull the pots out and put the pots back, and I don't really have to futz with making sure that the pots or that the pipes are in the right place, because they'll be permanent. You can't mess it up. They're right there. But yeah, I'm really excited. As you can see, a lot of my chives have baby chive plants. So the last couple years, I told you I'm in the middle of weeding. Sorry. Last couple years, I've been collecting the seed heads off my chive plants so that I can fill out these chive pots. I want them to be like this riot of chives. I really actually am kind of looking forward to the whole donut concept for perennials, where the center will die out, but then there's this big bloom around the outside of a ring of chives. I think it'll be really cool, and then maybe I could put in an ornamental variety of allium, some kind of like globe master or something like that, something really cool where in the spring it has this huge big purple puffball of flowers and big huge spears, and then the little tiny spears around it that are actually edible. I think it would be really pretty. So that's kind of the goal, the long-term goal for these chives that I'm going for. My hanging baskets, I'm really happy with the petunias. They look great. I mean, obviously I've got a little bit of deadheading to do, where I just go through and I pull out all the spent blossoms. But my poor Diamond Frost, my euphorbias, some of them look okay. Like this one looks all right because I had a bunch of dieback for the petunias there, so I just ripped them out. But that one's got some light. Others, they've pretty much been swallowed by the petunias. I'm kind of hoping that the petunias get big enough where they kind of die out in the middle, or at least they stop producing quite so much in the middle, so that the euphorbia has somewhere to go. But we'll see. They're still pretty. They still look really nice. I love the color combo that I chose this year. The white with the yellow throat, the like magenta purple, and then of course the royal velvet. I really, really like it. It's looking pretty darn good. The pawpaw tree looks much better. I do have some branches here that are a little bit slow, but they are all budded up. So I am going to leave them alone. This one you can, there we go, there it focused. This one's got a tiny bud on it, so I'm leaving it. If it doesn't bud out, probably by July, I'm probably going to whack this branch off all the way back to here, which is annoying, but I think it's better for the plant in the long term. The sucker's getting nice and big. I'm really happy about that. That's looking good. I did plant new echinacea. I think I told you guys about that last week. The purple one is not doing as well, but the white one looks great. So I don't know what's going on there. It probably needs more water. And like I said, we're going to get the drip situation completely finished this week. That is my goal. That is my goal. So I did go through before I shot this video and I pruned all of my tomato plants. I've missed a couple of them, like down here. I've missed one, but I'm going to let that go because, no, I'm not. Screw that. No, I'm not. Suckers. They are horrible. No, they're not. They're actually normal part of the plant. But I prune to a single stem until I get about, probably to about this high on my cages. And that's what I let them start just doing whatever the heck they want. Just because I want the bottoms to be really open and airy. Because this is Virginia. We are right next to DC. If any of you live here, you know it's extremely hot in the summer and it's very, very muggy most summers. This year it's been really nice. I mean, you can hear my wind chimes going like crazy. It's windy, it's cool. I'm out here in shorts and a t-shirt, and I was actually considering going inside and putting on pants instead of shorts because it's a bit chilly, which is insane because it's June. It's mid-June. But yeah, I did go through and I pruned everything out. This Uncle Wayne tomato, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I wasn't doing this to save this tomato species or help my friends save this tomato species, I would not be growing this thing. It is a pain in my butt. So, obviously I'm still finding suckers on it, but I have had 3 plants completely die on me. 1 has survived. So I have a sucker on the backside that I'm letting to get a little bit bigger right down here on the bottom. And I'm going to try the sucker method of propagation to see if I can get my second plant. Because I do like to have 2 of each variety of tomato in the cage. I think it just helps better with pollination, more blossoms, more fruit, that kind of thing. But if not, I'm just going to let it go. If that fails, it's just going to be, all right, I have 1, whatever. And then whatever fruit I get off it is whatever I get. But I am going to save at least one of those fruits and save the seeds from it because, like I said, it's a very rare tomato species and we are trying to make sure that it doesn't disappear. Well, species? Variety. Variety is a better word. But yeah, you can see on some of these tomatoes, I went through and when I trimmed out the suckers, I trimmed them hard. Like I trimmed some suckers in there that were really, really big. Probably a little too big, honestly, but I did cut them with nice sharp scissors. So hopefully they'll dry out and scab over relatively quickly. As you can see, when I was just showing you that, my lemon boy is covered in baby tomatoes. I'm so excited. I've never had this variety, but I'm really hoping it's similar to my husband's favorite, which also failed for me this year, called Garden Peach. I'm hoping that it's similar to that because otherwise I have no fresh tomatoes for the husband. He doesn't really like tomatoes very much. He finds them too acidic, and he says the texture of them is that they're still in the larval stage. He's really silly, but I love him. But he loves cooked tomatoes, so that's why I can get away with growing so many different kinds of tomatoes, because if I don't eat them fresh in the summer, I freeze them or can them into tomato sauce, and we eat excuse me, primarily homegrown tomatoes all year long because I've preserved them, either freezing them or canning them, and they just taste so much better in sauce. Oh my god, even the big heirlooms that are all super watery, you just cook them a little bit longer, they have so much more flavor. It's great. My sunflowers over here, these are really slow growing. I'm not really sure why. I think this is one of the dwarf varieties. Where's my plant tag? Let's see if we can find it. There it is. Let's see, what does that say? Oh, this is Mr. Mars. So Mr. Mars is supposed to be short. This is why it's here. But I didn't realize it was going to be that short, because I mean that one looks like it's getting ready to bloom, which will be beautiful, but I wish it was a little bit taller than that. It's really, 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 really short. This blueberry plant, oh my goodness. So as you guys know, I had pretty much given up on this guy, but he's covered in green. I mean, he looks horrible compared to the other one, like absolutely horrible, but it's covered in fruit and it's covered in green. It is greening back up. So I think it just had a little bit of transplant shock, and I'm being really careful about it. This is one of the first things that's not that potato line that I did get onto drip. So It is getting, I think the emitter is set to 3.5 gallons per hour, but I'm only running it for 20 minutes per day, and that's at like 4 in the morning. So they're getting, it's probably getting about a gallon. Yeah, a little over a gallon every day at like 4 in the morning, right at the root system. So I think that's what's helping this guy out, is that he's getting a lot of water. I think this plant was probably a little bit older than the other one, which is why it shocked so bad. That, and it was being really annoying when I first got it, where it was leaning horribly. So I think I also might have killed it, because as you can see, there's a piece of rebar in here, and I might have clipped a root. I don't know. I don't think so, because I'm far enough away from it. You can see it here at the bottom. Got a good inch between it and its main stalk, but I might have clipped something down in there a little further. But like I said, it is greening back up. It looks all right. I think, like I said, I just transplant shocked the crap out of it. These sunflowers, I'm gonna get blossoms really, really soon. What is this variety? Let's reach down in here. Dwarf Incredible. So I was expecting this one to be short like Miss Mars, but it's already much bigger, so I don't know what's going on there. But whatever. They're going to be pretty. I'm excited for them. I have one. Oh goodness, I can't get this plant tag back down in here because I keep clipping the leaves. There we go. Get in there. Underneath this sunflower is my last remaining cilantro, which I'm super excited for. I think this is cilantro. Nope, that's a parsley plant. It was sold to me as cilantro, but that's parsley. Dang it. Which means I have 2 flat leaf parsleys. Whatever. This collard that's here getting shaded out by my sunflowers is doing pretty good. I didn't realize that sunflowers could sucker. Apparently they can. So I just pulled some of those off. But it is growing. It is getting bigger, so I'm kind of excited. Hopefully it'll get big enough that once this guy gets taller and I pull back his leaves, that he can get enough sun. As you can tell, I have harvested quite a bit from my brassicas. Well, the leaf brassicas at least. The kale and the collards have been delicious. I made a lovely salad with them yesterday with a lemon vinaigrette, and I put some of our basil in it, and I don't know, it was really, really good. My eggplants, that one that's behind the collards is still really, really small, but it is growing. It's still alive, so I'm gonna leave it be. The other 2 are getting decent size, which is exciting. My giant jalapeno, he's getting pretty big. He's forking out. I think I've even got baby fruit. Yeah, I do. I've got one baby fruit right there, I think. Can you guys see that? Yeah, right there. So I'm excited about that. The lemon verbena is finally starting to stand up. It's not vining out so much. It's actually reaching towards the sun, which is great. My thyme looks really, really good. I might actually pick some of this and use it in something soon so that I can encourage a little bit more branching. But it does look really nice. This is my other flat leaf parsley, which is yummy. Curly parsley, which again I haven't touched because I don't usually use curly parsley, but whatever. I'm going to this year. Still no sprouts on my purple sprouting broccoli, which is annoying, but the plants look nice and healthy. I mean, big leaves, lots of greenery. I could eat some of the leaves if I'm getting really frustrated, which we may start doing, is pulling off some of the leaves on the bottom of the plant and just eating them like cabbage, because that's pretty much what it is. But yeah, those are looking all right. Under here, underneath this sunflower, is a butternut squash plant. I have 2 of them. They're gonna grow up this trellis. I'm very excited about them. I'm gonna pull that tag because I have one of my nice tags. Very excited about them. They'll cover over and give us some nice butternut squash. It'll be nice to put up something other than frozen and canned tomatoes this year, because squash will last in our basement in the dark for a while. Over here on this other trellis, on the same side of the other trellis, I have my watermelons. They're looking really good. I've got a decent amount of growth on them since last week. I'm really excited about them. Oh, I found this. I'm super excited. It's a mouse rain gauge. It's so cute. It matches one of my other little mouse figures that I have here in my garden. It's really pretty. I did go through and prune out a lot of the flowering ends of my basils and made them bush out some more, so hopefully I'll get a decent harvest. My nasturtiums are huge. They look so good. Lots of blossoms, lots of leaves. We actually need to start eating some of those in some salads because they're getting really big. I don't want them to shade certain things out. As you notice, I've only got 2 of my dark purple pansies left. They've all started to die back. It's getting a little warm for them. It's the end of their season. I may or may not plant another flower in with them. I may just let them go, but we'll see. But yeah, they're looking pretty good. My zinnias, I've got one back here that's starting to die back. I think it just needs some water. But like I said, I'll take care of that this week. Get the drip system out here and everything will be getting lots of water. I did rip out my peas. I just did that actually a few minutes ago. They were pretty much done. I had another flush of blooms on them, but the bottoms were starting to get really crispy, and I want to start getting in my other summer vining crops. I've got some cucumber I want to get in, and there was something else that was supposed to go on the trellis, but I can't remember what it is right now. I'll tell you next week when I actually have it planted. This blueberry, oh my god, this blueberry plant is so good. It's awesome. The berries on it are amazing. They are so delicious, so sweet, so flavorful. I really, really, really like them. They're delicious. Snack, yum. Carrots are looking good. I think this is the best my carrots have ever looked. Like, especially once I get the drip in here, I think I may actually get carrots, which is insane. I've never actually harvested carrots. Well, I have, but they've been super tiny, like pointless of why I'm growing them. These pansies are gonna come out also, all down this line. I have harvested some of this Swiss chard. I gave some to my mom. We had some in a salad. It's really good. I really, really like the rainbow lights or bright lights, whichever one you want to call them, varieties of sunflowers. They're quite delicious. Or sunflowers, Swiss chard. They're quite delicious. I have baby peppers. My blonde beauty over here has a little tiny pepper on it. It's so cute. Can you see it? Look, there's a baby pepper. Oh my goodness. And the other ones have flowers on them, and they're getting ready to bud out and give me some flowers there too. These sunflowers over here are great. I've got multiple blossoms on a couple of them, which is great because I'll get more flowers, but I don't particularly like letting them do that too much because it stresses the plant out because they're trying to put in so much effort into doing multiple flower heads. But this is the Ruby Eclipse, and I'll look it up probably tonight and see whether or not this variety is prone to that. My corn! So you guys know last week I moved corn that was right here because I just didn't like the L shape. I thought it looked weird. It felt really crowded over here, and I was looking at it like, oh god, how am I gonna get the drip system hooked up? Like, it was a struggle just to do this. And then I need to run 3 more lines down these beds. And I was just like, I'm never gonna be able to make the shape that I need to make here because there's just too many plants. Crap, what am I gonna do? And then I was like, well, I don't really like the shape of it. And they grow better in kind of a block formation anyways. So it's not really a block, but I did do 2 rows like right next to each other. They're within 3 inches. Each plant is within 3 inches of the one next to it. And they're in kind of a staggered pattern. So hopefully I'll get some good corn off of those. The ones that I didn't move though are already starting to give me corn tops. Hopefully that means I'll actually start getting some ears, or not. I don't know. It seems a little early to be getting what will eventually become corn tassels on these plants. They might be trying to go away because they don't like where they're planted, but we'll see. The peppermint, good lord. So these are plants that I've had for forever, but they are transplants, so they're basically the same as having new starts that you bought at the store, and they're getting huge. They're spreading so much. We actually can probably start harvesting off of them to make like peppermint tea and all that stuff, and I'm super excited about that because I love iced peppermint tea in the middle of the summer. It's just so refreshing and delicious. My elephant ears have officially broken the surface. This side has one, but it does have a few more that just haven't popped up. The other side of the ball has two. You can just barely see them. I'm super excited about those. But yeah, they're sprouting up. They're looking pretty good. But yeah, that's my garden so far this week, guys. Like I said, you'll see a little bit more progress on the drip irrigation system next week. Actually, you probably won't even be able to see it because I'll have the cocoa shell mulch down already. But I also may not put the cocoa shell mulch down everywhere because I think over here I'm going to continue this line down the side with more of that Martian Jules, I think is the variety name. Let's look. Where is that plant tag? And I can't. There it is. Yeah, Martian Jules, which is the purple husked corn, sweet corn. I think I'm going to continue that line up just to make a corn hedge. And then over here, I think I'm going to plant probably one or two more of that strawberry popcorns, just so I can have a little bit more of it, because I don't even think I'm going to get any actual corn if I only have one plant. And then, like I said, I'm going to get the cucumber, and then I think it's another variety of squash. I'm not really sure what it is that I have pulled out. I don't remember. I was really tired yesterday. I had a lot of work inside the house, so I cannot remember for the life of me what I pulled out and decided I'm going to plant this. But yeah, I'm really happy this year. Like, the whole garden is growing like crazy. It looks like I'm going to have bumper crops of a lot. My potatoes are starting to not blossom, but bud up. So that means that there's potatoes actually forming underground, because that's the signal to the gardener. But I'm really excited. Like I said, I was a little worried this year because the weather's just kind of been all over the place, with it being either unseasonably hot for like a week, but then the next week, like this week, it's unseasonably cool. Like, I think the high for this week is like 80 degrees, which for mid-June is not normal at all. I remember when I was in high school and I was a lifeguard, June and July were pretty much the same temperatures the whole month. Mid to high 90s all day long. Sweltering heat. And this year it's been a little bit of that, but then a little bit of this cooling off. So I don't know if it's helping my garden or hurting it or what, but we shall see. I'm excited nonetheless, because like I said, I've got a lot more planted, a lot more densely and quote unquote neatly than I normally do, because I'm not rushed. I can get it in at my pace and make it look nice and make sure things are filling out. But yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Like I said last week, please share this video with your friends. Have them subscribe. They don't need to click the bell. I just need subscribers. I would really like to do some of the more cool functions on the YouTube platform, and I can't do that because I don't have enough people watching my videos. So if you guys could please just have your friends subscribe. They don't even have to watch. Just get them subscribed at this point. And then maybe once I get some actual subscriptions, I can learn a little bit more about videos, and maybe then they'll want to watch. But that's my plea. Please subscribe. Please watch my videos. Please fake like you've watched my videos. But yeah, there's my garden for this week. I'm going to leave you guys with a picture of my lemon boys, because I think they're going to be the first tomatoes I get. Even though I do have a couple other fruits on other varieties. But I mean, some of these I think are at what would be considered full size for their plant. So I'm really just waiting for them to ripen. But yeah, that's my garden tour. Lemon boys and zinnias right next to each other. Don't they look pretty? Have a good one, guys. Bye.